Talon Shepard over on my left, Tyler Watts, Erik Yeager, Cortland Sutton.
Questions?
Coach, just general impressions to start with.
Well, I'm disappointed. That's the thing about the playoff system, is the only people who are going to be really, really happy at the end are the ones that wins it. So, you know, I think we're very disappointed this second, but we have to remember 14 victories and the things that we did to this point that were truly amazing. And I don't want to get caught in not seeing that. Couldn't be prouder of these four guys. The reason I have these four guys with me, when they were freshmen, they started putting it together to have workouts without coaches around. And our senior class, while it won't go down as the most talented group that will come out of Brenham, is certainly one of the most fun to coach, and they did a tremendous job all year.
You talked about the job your defense did early in the game because you gave yourself opportunities there.
We did, you know, you get ready to play Aledo, you can get overwhelmed very quickly with what all they can do. And so we made a conscious decision early that we needed to take away what they were good at and gamble a lot with the athletic ability that we have in secondary. When we lost Holman early, he was a two-way starter, so you lose one, you lose two. He's a great receiver, but also a great secondary player for us all season. That put us in a little more of a bind, but you know, they're a good enough team, and those guys were great coaches over there, and they countered to every adjustment we made. We did something to start the game. They adjusted to it very well. After we made another adjustment at the start of the second half. Started bringing some pressure inside with some linebackers that we weren't doing. That worked for a few series, and then they started throwing the football. And you know, they just, bottom line is they were able to do that and made some plays.
So we have the best team you've ever coached against?
Best team I've ever coached against. As far as how they're coached and how their kids respond, I haven't played one better. And that's, you know, like I said before, you give somebody a game plan, they usually have something they can counter with. But I felt like they countered with 2 or 3 things, and the reason why is because, you know, number one, they've been together a long time, but they've got something they haven't had in the past. When we played them in '09, you know, to stop Jonathan Gray, but they were able to do some things on the perimeter that they weren't able to do at that point. And the thing that gets mixed in all of this, Aledo, is their defense. That's the thing that all these points and all this other stuff that everybody talks about. You know, we've been putting up a bunch of points. Our semifinal game, we put up 56, and that's been pretty regular. Now, I really believe we could have scored in the first half with a fumble down the goal line, but you know, we didn't. And a lot of it has to do with them and the job they do. They do a tremendous job defensively. So,
what were they able to do that kept you from making the big plays that you made against George Range and last week as well?
well, you know, I think we were making those plays early. You know, but when you fumble, that has something to do with it. I don't know if they just totally took that away from us altogether. It was a battle. And, you know, it's a battle of wills. And things did. You know, you can't beat Aledo if you don't play perfect, and we do that. We couldn't turn the ball over, and we did that. When you do that, they make you pay, and that's what happened. I still feel like we were able to have some big plays. We had some big plays. There's a difference between a big play and getting to the end zone. And we didn't do that at times in the first half that we had to in order to beat them.
Coach, it felt like the game was a lot closer with the scoreboard put in there. For the players that are returning, you have some missed opportunities. What do you tell the players that are coming back have a chance to rectify this next year?
Well, I think that, you know, I'm not sure you rectify 14-2, honestly. I don't mean that in disrespect, but there's a lot of people who like to be in our place. And so I think I would rather look at it a different direction, to take the question and say, what do we have to do to get us back to this position again? And I think for that to happen, it's got to be these guys sitting beside me. We've tremendous leadership, and that's why we're in the position we're in.
Cortland County got you in position with some good catches. It looked like he was open on that play just before the field goal that they swatted down.
Just, some things didn't go our way, and they made good plays, and they're a very good football team. It turned out we're good for them, but we did make some great plays. Like I said, the losing of James Holman in the first half really hurt. He's had a tremendous year, and he had a couple of really good catches today to turn his ankle. I don't know exactly what's wrong.
You talked about the defense a little earlier. What does it say about that defense that shut down Aledo, shut out Aledo?
Say that one more time.
What does it say about your defense to shut out Aledo?
Well, I think we have a very good defense. I think we have a very good defense. I think Aledo has a very good football team. I think if we don't turn the ball over, we score when we're supposed to, it may be a 14-point game. I don't know. Who knows? They got a really good team. We just, our goal was to make sure that we came in here and played the very best of our ability. I really felt like during the ball game that we matched up very well with them, even during the contest. But I knew we had to seize those, when those moments came, we had to seize them. And when you turn the ball over on the 2-yard line, you can't do that in the field. And, we had to settle for a field goal. If we could have gotten 14 points out of that.
Erik, you guys played really well, as we just pointed out, against them defensively early on. What are they just one of those teams that you eventually going to have a hard time with that? I mean, or you in particular, I thought played very well.
Well, of course it's Aledo. I'm not taking anything away from them. They're a great team, but the way you beat Aledo, you have to minimize mistakes, and we had a few mistakes that they capitalized on, and I'm really proud of this defense because we fought hard, and I'm just so blessed to have them beside me, and we just made a couple mistakes, and it hurt us, and it really affected us, and I just think that they did a great job on capitalizing, and if we could have minimized those mistakes, I think it could have been a different game.
Still, you guys did a very good job. That goal line stand in particular, you guys really kept yourselves in the ball game for a long time with your effort.
Yes, sir. That's one thing we like to take pride on. We don't say that they've scored until they've gotten into the end zone. I mean, all year we've stopped people on 4th downs and goal lines, and I got to give credit to all the guys around me. Those guys are working hard, and we don't give up. That's one thing we take pride in. We don't ever want to give up.
Not the best of endings, I know, for what you guys have pictured, but still an amazing season. Congratulations on being here. What will you remember about this team, this group of players?
Thank you. But what I'll remember about it is definitely the guys. Being able to put on the uniform with these guys was the most fun I've ever had in my life. I honestly couldn't have dreamed it any better with these guys. I mean, maybe we didn't win, but I thought the saddest part is that it's over with these guys. But I really couldn't be more happy to be a part of this team, honestly.
Final questions?
Glenn, it seemed like a game of big plays, and I noticed a lot of times it seemed like coming out of a timeout, they made a really big play. Can you just allude to that fact that it seemed like they just maybe made bigger plays in key situations?
Well, I think we lent ourselves for that possibility by playing what we were in the secondary. I mean, we basically loaded the box most of the game, and so when that happens, you're going to give up some big plays. But to me, it's pick your poison. If you sit back, I didn't feel like you could. Looking at the film of people they played, nobody had stopped them, and the reason they hadn't is because they played fair. I felt like we had to play with an unfair box. And what that means is more people in the box, and what that does, if you break the line of scrimmage or you hit a play, there's a chance for a big play. And we knew that going in, but like I said, I'm not real sure, which way you go. We thought that was our best opportunity.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Coach.